Hey guys, I don't think I've gotten a chance to welcome you to the channel yet, so welcome. I'm Quadri, everyone calls me Quad, and today we'll be going over the course review for Stoney Creek, Colorado. So the way this course review is going to work is essentially I'm going to go over different categories that we here at Exploitable Golf think is important to have on a golf course, starting with the reservation, and then we're going to score that on a score that we weighed, and we'll give you the reason why we scored it that. So at the end of the video, you see why. At the end of the video, you get an overall score of the golf course, and that will give you an idea of what kind of course it is. So the first category that we'll be going over is the reservation. Stoney Creek scored a 4 out of 5, and that's because we saw a general availability of reservation when we try to make a reservation. You do need a reservation, but it's always generally available. Now, when we got our reservation and played the course for this video, it was about 2:30 on a Monday, so that might affect, the availability at peak time during the weekends. But essentially, we've played this course before, and we've seen a general availability, of reservation to get on the course. The next category that we're going to get into is the driving range. The driving range did score a 4 out of 5. Nothing too bad about the driving range, but it could be better. The mat was a bit bumpy, and the grass was notably not a fairway grass, but nothing too bad about the driving range. You didn't really snag your club, the mat. The business, essentially you could get on the driving range. It's usually filled on the weekends, but it was less busy when we played this course around 2:30 on a Monday, so it wasn't that busy. But essentially the idea there, towards the winter, fall, a lot of things were, it's the changing season, so the grass was dying because of the season change. Condition could be different during the summer, could be greener, but we've seen, Rob and I have played some courses where even during the winter, you see luscious greens essentially. So we did score Stoney's fairway a 4.6 out of 10 because of the dying condition of the grass that we saw. The next condition that we'll be looking at is the green condition, which was relatively average. There wasn't really much to note about the green. Relatively an all right green, but not too difficult, not too easy, not too slippery either. So we scored it about a 4.2. The trap condition is the next, which actually that scored a little lower than the rest of the condition, about a 3.2 out of 10. It's pretty compact, small traps. They don't have the trap design that you see at most full-size golf course. So we scored it a 3.2 out of 10 as a result. So the next category that we looked at was the cleanliness of the course. We scored this a 7 out of 10, and the reasons being for the bathroom, the disposal, the clubhouse, and the course itself. There wasn't anything there wasn't trash around the course. It was relatively clean in itself. So the next category that we looked at is the pace of play, which came in at a 4 out of 10, meaning it's relatively slow, average, just below average pace. And that can be attributed to being stuck behind people, because of newer golfers who are slower to play, but it wasn't necessarily that bad to play on. It was relatively just below average pace for a golf course. And then you've got the views. In my opinion, the views are the best part of playing golf. You just kind of sit there, stand there between strokes, and you admire the view. Stoney scored a 3 out of 10. It's just essentially farmland in surprisingly rural part of Colorado, where you get the sparring mountains in the background, but nothing too special. Not the prettiest course we've seen. Average scenery, but there's some cows that I saw before we shot for this video, some geese as well. Again, I'm trying to paint you a picture. It's not the prettiest. If you live in Colorado, you're probably used to seeing mountains and, you know, just like peaks and beautiful, like snowy peaks. But this was, again, below average view. The next category that we're going to look at is the culture on the course. And this came in at an 8 out of 10. There's no marshal, there's no time crunch, no rushing. You do get the slower golfers, like I said before, because you're getting newer golfers. It's necessarily for beginners. It's relatively chill, as Rob will say. The staff members were chill. That's what he said again. No dealing with other golfers, so there's nothing to report because we didn't really deal with a lot of golfers on the course. The next category is the cost value. Essentially, you want to get an idea, is this worth the money I'm paying for it? We scored this a 7 out of 10, and that means, you know, you do get the longer hole and a lot of like discount available on their website. The push cart rental was about $3, golf cart was 10, and the range bucket was 6. So good price. The drinks were like not a lot of selection, so you're not really like getting variety, but they were like, I think $5 for like a beer or something. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, the drinks were, I think, like $6 for a Coors Light, and that was pretty much it. You didn't get a lot of selection, but you know, for the price you're paying, you're getting essentially long holes, and you're getting a lot of discounts for it, and it's a relatively okay course to play at for the price you're paying. And then the last category that I want to touch on is it playable? The answer is yes. But who's it best for? It's best for beginners. This entire video I've been saying beginners. It's best for beginners. I'm a beginner golfer, and I loved Stoney. Again, not the best scenery, but you know, it was relatively easy for me to play. I didn't lose a lot of balls, so I think that's a good sign if you're not losing a lot of balls. Kind of boost my ego. It's a normal par 3. A normal par 3 is about par 26, but this comes out to be a par 30, and like I said before, you've got mostly par 3s except for 3 holes, which is 1, 6, and 8, and those are par 4s. So like 1, 6, and 8, you can actually drive with your driver, versus the rest, you're probably just hitting off the tee box directly. Like I said at the beginning of this video, we did go play during the weekday on a Monday at 2:30. So you get different conditions essentially, you know, at peak time, and the condition would vary based on like, you know, the availability of reservation, which again, we've played before, and we've played on a weekend and we were able to get reservation easily. It does get crowded on the driving range during the weekend, so watch out for that. But other than that, it's a very playable course. It scored a total of 57.4 out of 100, so that kind of puts it about like just above average, you know, between all the categories that we went over, from everything from the cost value to the views to the reservation. So, you know, you get a just above average golf course. It's not a municipal golf course. It's not, you know, a PGA class golf course, but it is just above average for the price you're paying. And that's all we've got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. More videos to come. And we'll see you next time.